Hey everybody, Scorpion here. So this video is going to be on prepping or preparedness basics. Where can you start? What should you do? What can you do? This is not the only things that you can do. This is just some ideas and letting you know that it's not always, or it isn't really about the end of the world. But if you want to take it that far, you can. It's all up to the individual, what makes you feel safe and make you feel like your family's safe. So if you're interested, stick around. All right. So to me, being prepared is what I call it. Or prepping or preparedness, or there's a whole lot of different terms out there for what a lot of us like to do. But to me, it's making sure my family's safe for the normal things that come through. Whether it's, I don't live on the coast. I don't know, what's it, like a 5-hour drive to get to the coast. So I'm not too worried about a hurricane, but I have had tropical storms come over, where I live, from what started as a hurricane that hit the coast. And y'all know, with what has recently happened in North Carolina and Tennessee and everything, that even though you don't live on the coast, you should probably be somewhat prepared. You could still end up without power for a long time, without, you may still have floods, you may still have all kinds of things, including dogs that want to act up. Cut it out, boy. It could be a tornado, even though you don't live on the coast. My area got a tornado from the last hurricane, as it passed over. We didn't get much rain, but we did get a little bit of wind and a tornado that tore up some stuff. So, you could still be without power for a week, unable to leave your house to go buy food at a store for a week. Stores might be closed for a week. There's any number of things that could happen. To me, the first step is to get your family or your home, whatever your normal is. If you buy groceries every week, then you need a month's worth is a good place to start, to me, worth of preparations and food put back. Now, it could be all canned food, it could be MREs, it could be the stuff you buy online. It's different per person, whatever you like. Maybe it's a lot of frozen food because you have a generator or a whole home generator. There's a lot of different ways that that you could go about this. Something else to think about, even if you do have a whole home generator, do you want to run that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Or do you want to just run it 12 hours or run it 10 hours? Depending on how much you're in and out of your fridge and your freezer and that kind of thing. You can access your freezer, get everything that you need, fire the generator up, let it run 8 to 10 hours, and the stuff in the freezer should keep just fine until the next day about that time. So it's just having plans, having some idea of what you're going to do if you wind up in a situation like that, whether it's from flooding, from winds, from lightning, massive power outage. From everything going green very well. It could overload the power substations, and you'd be a week with them replacing that in your area. There's all kinds of things. So, to me, that's the first thing is going to be food, and it's going to be water. Now, whether you want to buy the distilled water or whatever by the gallon from the grocery store, or if you want to get life straws so you can drink from the creek that's 20 yards from your house, or if you want bottled water and you want to hold like 4, 5, 6 cases of bottled water, that kind of thing. Something else, baby wipes, just to kind of refresh yourself. You know, if you're a week without power, I'd say most people probably take a shower every day or every other day. You probably want some baby wipes, kind of wipe yourself down, you know, the worst areas at least, you know, that kind of thing. Just cause it's comfort, you know, if the more comfortable you are, the better you're going to handle the situation. Maybe some candles, maybe keep oil out, you know, have a couple things of oil, lamp oil, that's what I'm trying to say here. Maybe a lamp or two. And that's just your basics. Now, if you lose stuff in the summertime, you know, what are you going to do? Do you have battery powered fans? They do have battery powered fans now, to help stay cool. Do you have some type of backup heat if it's wintertime? If you have an outside stove, do you have batteries you can hook to your stuff to keep the heat circulating in your house? Or are you going to break a bunch of hot hands and everybody pile in the same room with some comforters and stuff and let them give off heat? You know, that's stuff to think about. A candle or two is a pretty good source of heat, especially if everybody's in the same room. If there's 4 or 5 of you in the same room, you got 4 or 5 candles lit and you keep the doors closed, that'll actually produce a halfway decent amount of heat in that room between y'all's body heat and those candles. If you're like me, I have a fireplace, so I can fire up the fireplace and stay warm that way. I always have wood on hand, that kind of thing. So I don't want to throw too much at anybody at one given time, but as y'all know, I've kind of rotated this channel to that direction, and this is just one of the ways that I look at being prepared. You know, I look at that short term, and you really need to be prepared for that short term, because natural disasters happen all the time. You know, there's earthquakes, there's hurricanes, there's tornadoes, there's big, you know, thunderstorms, there's everything. You know, what do you have, what do you need to be able to survive 30 days and so on. Start with a week. Don't forget your medications. Don't forget, you know, sometimes the simple things like Tylenol or Advil, excuse me, or something like that. But you always want to have, you know, medicines, maybe a little bit of first aid stuff, some food, some water, and remember the time of the year that you're in and make sure you've got some type of relief for that as well. So, starting point, a week, ideally at least a month. Once you get to a month, you may want to go to 3 months or 6 months. That just depends upon the person and what you feel comfortable with. This day and age, the way the weather's getting and stuff, you really can't tell. You can't be too prepared. The worst that will happen is you go 30 days and don't have power and need to be able to eat and stuff like that, and the power comes back on after 30 days and you still have 30 days worth because you were prepared for 2 months. That's not a big deal, you know. So if it happens again while you're trying to stock back up to 2 months, you still got some. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. If you have family close by, you may want some type of walkie-talkies, radios, something like that, just so you can communicate and check in and make sure they're okay and they can make sure you're okay. Whether you want to run those 24 hours a day or, you know, every day at 6 p.m. turn them on for an hour or two just to chat back and forth and then cut them off to save the battery. You know, just a few tips, just a few things that should make you and your family feel more secure. Alternate ways to cook. You know, do you have, are you going to build a fire outside? Do you have a propane camp stove? Do you have a kerosene heater? They're pretty decent to cook on, but you can't control the heat too much. It's either blazing or nothing, you know. But I have cooked on one of those before. Just trying to throw some stuff out there that may help out, make you feel more secure, that kind of thing. batteries and flashlights. Don't leave your batteries in your flashlights. Have your pack of batteries next to them. Buy the ones that are good for 5 or 10 years. Rotate them every 2 to 3 years. When you need batteries, take those and buy some new ones to take their place. Stuff like that. A place where everybody knows there's a flashlight. When the power first goes out, they know how to get to a flashlight without falling down the steps or anything else. It's kind of the same thing you do as far as preparing for a house fire. Where are your exit points? What do your kids need to do if the fire alarm goes off? If you have a 2-story house, which one has a rope ladder next to it so you can climb out the window if you need to? Just the basics. At least get the basics covered. You can always make changes to those basics if you're not prepared for 30 days. Let's say you got a week's worth of food for 3 meals a day and it goes bad and it looks like it's going to be a while, then you may want to eat 1 meal a day instead of 3 meals a day. That'll turn that week into 3 weeks. I think that pretty much covers it for this video. So y'all let me know below if this helps, what you would like to know about, what you would like to hear. I'm not saying I'm prepared for everything, because I'm not. I just tried basically to be prepared enough to keep my family safe for a short period of time. But I also live on a farm. I've got chickens with eggs, I've got cows, I've got other things like that. So I can make it a little bit longer than the average person. I'm not trying to slaughter a cow by hand and do all that, but if I had to, I could. Same thing with chickens and that kind of thing, but they're producing eggs that I can eat. So just food for thought, some information I want to throw out there. Hope everybody's safe, because the second hurricane is going on now, and we'll see y'all next time.